welcome to the Gel In Hardin County playoffs, I guess we'll call it. When we say Gel In, you know it's the Green Entrepreneurial Leadership Institute, the program that we've all been working on for the past 5 weeks. We still have one more week to go. Today are the county playoffs all over the Lincoln Trail Ad region. All over the other 8 counties, they're doing the same things that we are doing here in Hardin County today. All of the teams are getting up and giving their presentations of their projects. Just a short overview of what the Gel In program has all been about. I'd like to say this, that it was funded by the American Recovery and Reinvestment Act of 2009. We all know that as a stimulus package. We were very fortunate here that we got some funding. The president sent down some money here to run a summer youth program. Our people at our Lincoln Trail Ad, Sherry Johnson and some of those people out there decided they wanted to put a little bit of a different spin on it. Debbie Westland is here today from the Lincoln Trail Ad, and we're glad that you're here. Sherry decided to call this not your summer youth program, your typical summer youth program, as you all know. We made this a green entrepreneurial summer youth program. Those two things, when she put those 2 words in there, this made this a completely different program. We wanted the focus to be green, to teach our youth about the green movement that is sweeping the nation. We wanted to teach them entrepreneurial skills. That's what we really have a focus on right now here in the Lincoln Trail Ad region. We want to encourage the spirit of entrepreneurism here. So when they issued the call from the Lincoln Trail Ad for someone to come in and run a green entrepreneurial summer youth program, that interested me. I am the director of the Lincoln Trail Innovation Center, and that's what we do. We work with entrepreneurs. We work with startup companies. Typically, we have not worked with young entrepreneurs, but we wanted to do an outreach program where we did get involved with the youth of our community. A couple of my board members are here today, and they can attest to the fact that that's what we live and breathe. We want to create entrepreneurs, but we wanted to be involved in an outreach program to teach younger people that you can start your own business, you can own your own business, and so we decided to get involved. We formed a partnership with another entity by the name of Kentucky Student Ventures, and we formed a partnership with Hardin County Schools to apply for this grant. Hardin County Schools is the main vendor on the grant. They are the umbrella that we are working under. Hardin County Schools was very fortunate to receive the grant from the Lincoln Trail Workforce Investment Board, and it has been my pleasure to run the program this summer in the 9-county region with Kentucky Student Ventures. This program has been targeted to youth aged 16 to 24 in the 8-county region. These participants have been very busy. Just to give you a brief overview for our judges here that may not be as familiar, I know all of you are, but the judges may not be. The youth were tasked with several things. First of all, they worked in the classroom at least 2 or 3 days a week. They were in the classroom. Now, again, keep in mind, this has been their job. It was their summer job. They have been paid for this. But they were in the classroom 2 or 3 days a week, learning about entrepreneurism. They had experts in the field that came in to talk to them, to teach them. We had experts that came in to talk about the green movement, all about recycling efforts here in our county and all across the country, things that are going on. So they were just immersed in the green movement. That was 2 or 3 days a week. The other 2 or 3 days a week, they were out on job sites. So they worked in teams. We divided all of our groups up in all the counties in teams of 4 or 5, and they went out and worked on job sites in the community. But these job sites needed to be job sites that had a green spin, so that when they went out into the community, they were working on, hopefully, a green initiative. Here in Hardin County, our teams were involved in some really neat things that you're getting ready to hear about, but I want to give thanks to the people that did take in some teams, that they were happy to take our teams, they worked with our teams, and I hope that our teams did a good job for them. And I think they have. From the people I've talked to, they've been more than happy with what you guys have done. We want to thank the Historic State Theater. They took 2 teams, actually, and had them on task doing some green things at the State Theater. The Elizabethtown Hardin County Tourism Board had a team. The Chamber of Commerce also hosted a team. The City of Elizabethtown had a team out working at Freeman Lake. Nolan RECC had a team doing some energy audits. And then we had a couple of teams that didn't have a particular home that they went to, so they made their own project. We had one team that did some e-cycling of computer equipment for Hardin County schools, but when that didn't pan out to be enough work for them, they created their own job sites. They said, well, we'll go out and do energy audits in public buildings and government buildings. We had another team that did a backyard composting project that you're going to hear about, but they created their own work. They actually did a demo project down here at John Hardin about a week ago and invited the public to come in and see a backyard compost. So all the teams have been very busy. They've been on task, they've been working at their job sites, they've been working in the classroom, all to reach this final moment. Well, not quite this final moment. This is just, I guess, the playoff. But they're here today, and the judges are here today to determine the best of Hardin County team. Now that team, the one that is chosen today, will compete in an event next week, a week from today on July 31st, called Green Summer Forever. This is a big event at Pritchard Community Center. We expect a lot of people, 200 or 300 people. All of the teams from all 8 counties will be there on July 31st. The team that is the winner today, the best of our county, will go up against the team that is the best of the county from all the other counties. So we'll have 8 teams that will get up, give full-blown presentations. But if you're not chosen as that best of county team, don't despair. They all know they're still in the running for some other prizes. They will have display booths at Green Summer Forever. They will be being judged on those booths. We're giving out awards called the Mother Earth Award, the Green Dollar, all kinds of things. Class leader awards, some outstanding leaders in every class will be awarded a prize. So we have some really neat things so that if you don't win Best of County, you're still in the running, you're probably still going to get a really neat prize. We want the public to come out on July 31st and view those booths. They will be open from 9 to 10 a.m. at Pritchard Community Center, so we hope that people will come out. Encourage everyone you know to come out and see what you have done and what all the other counties have done. So I think that about sums it up. I know everybody's anxious to get up here and have their 15 minutes of fame. But before we start that, let me introduce our panel of judges. We are so grateful that you came in today, that you took time out of your busy schedule. I know you all have busy jobs and you probably need to be at your office, and Mo needs to be on the golf course, but he decided to come in, so we're happy that you all came in. We have down here to my immediate right is Vicki Brackett. Vicki's no stranger to the class. Vicki has been in to talk to the class. Vicki's our county engineer. She came in early on, I think in that first week, and talked about recycling programs in Hardin County, water issues, watershed, and a lot of things. And I know the class really enjoyed you coming in, Vicki, so we thank you for being here. Bert Walker is another one that has been in to talk to the class. Bert is an entrepreneur here in the county. He came in and talked to the participants about how to start your own business and went into, I think, some details about business plans. And they have worked on business plans since you taught that class, Bert, so we'll see how well they did. Mo Miller is here today also. Mo came in and talked to the class. See, I told you they've heard a lot of lectures. Mo came in. Mo is an entrepreneur here in the community, and he came in and talked about entrepreneurism. Again, Mo and Bert are both on my Innovation Center board, so that's what we're all about. Warren Wheat is the editor of the News Enterprise. Warren, we thank you for being here today and for the excellent coverage you've already given us, our composting team the other day. We appreciate that. Thank you for being here. Kathy Helm is here today. She is with the Hardin County Independent, our other newspaper here in Hardin County, and we appreciate you being here. And Greg Milby is here from Quixie Radio. I think you all know him. He is the morning radio personality with Holly Sexton. We always hear them every morning, so we're glad that you're here, and tell Holly that we missed her. So I think we're about ready to get started. You'll see in front of you a nice green plant. Yesterday we went on a field trip to Bernheim Forest. We've taken a couple of field trips. That was part of what we wanted to do with the kids, to take them out and see some things. So we went to Bernheim Forest yesterday to take a tour of this green building that they have there that's just the envy of the nation. It's a model. It's amazing. So if you get the chance to go to Bernheim, please do that. We really enjoyed that green building and everything up there that they have to offer. So that's your little thank you gift. So take that home and enjoy that. I think now, judges, I've gone over with you your tally sheets, the business plans. They have all submitted business plans, and they were judged prior to the event, and you have the business plan score there to integrate with the rest of your scores. Now I need to introduce a couple of other people that have just been crucial to this whole project. They have been the backbone of the project, and that would be our 2 teachers. These participants in Hardin County have been housed at 2 home bases. One has been here and one next door at New Highland. We had a really big class in Hardin County. The other counties didn't have as many participants as we have had. We've had quite a few, so we had to divide them up into 2 groups. Ms. Keegan-Nall, would you like to come on up? Ms. Keegan has been the teacher/coach of the team with a home base next door at New Highland. Ms. Keegan-Nall has done a wonderful job. We are so proud of her. She's a young teacher just starting out, and I think this is your first year with a classroom, and she still wants to be a teacher, even in spite that we've put her through this summer. Yesterday I asked her, and she said yes, she still wanted to be a teacher, so you all weren't too hard on her. Our other teacher, Mr. David Overall, come on up. Mr. Overall has been, all right, give him a round there. Mr. Overall's been through it. Yeah, all right. Mr. Overall has done a great job too. He has certainly had his challenges. I think the class can attest to that in the summer we've been through here. But he has persevered, and he's still here at the end of the program, and he has done a great job. Both of these guys have done a great job with their teams, and you're getting ready to see that. When we talk about their projects, they've worked, they've been in the classroom, they've studied, they've been out on the job site, but that's not all they had to do, obviously. They worked on a project, some green initiative here in the community. So they've been really busy this summer, and these coaches have worked on them to perfect this project, and that is what they're going to show you today. I would also be remiss if I didn't mention Tiffany Joyce. Tiffany, stand up. Tiffany has been the classroom assistant for both classrooms. Thank you. Tiffany has floated back and forth, and she's just been our Girl Friday. She's just been doing all kinds of things to help us out. So I think we are about ready, and I'm going to let Mr. Overall and Ms. Keegan, you can take it from here and call your teams up or do however you guys want to do it, okay?
Okay. Thanks, everybody. We've had, it's been a wild 5 weeks. We've played, we've laughed, but we have worked, and you're going to see the results of that. Our groups are ready to go. We have 8 presenters, and our first team is the Green Monkeys.
We are the Green Monkeys, and we are restating the state. I'm Taisha Dawsey, and I was pretty much in charge of the environmental aspect on businesses.
And I'm Datisha Collins, and I organize the information.
My name is Casey Hayes. I come from the name of the Green Monkeys, and I thought of some of the recycling ideas and designed part of the posters.
Going green is pretty much a fad nowadays, but we kind of try to get businesses or their owners to understand that it doesn't cost too much, and it's pretty fun and rewarding job. Next slide. Our purpose was to get businesses to go green and become environmentally friendly. Mostly with those 3 points is what we focused on: reducing waste by recycling, using less water, and using non-toxic and biodegradable products.
Next. Green business. Once a business decides to go green, everyone that works at that place has to be informed, and everyone has to monitor and modify their practice in order to save money. And the place we chose was the State Theater.
Next slide.
We made a before and after post of what we was going to do and what we're going to do to the theater. And before we started this project, we researched it And the theater is owned by Dana Beth, and it was built in 1942, and it was closed in 1982, and it is how we opened for. Now they do not just normal theater, but they do plays too, and it took them $100,000 to construct this building. And some things that they had wrong with it that we was trying to improve is they use the standard incandescent light bulbs, which they change every 30 days. So the average lifespan there is 30 days, when the CFL lasts a lot longer. And the standard light bulbs only put out 10% heat and 90%, 10% light, 10% heat, 90% heat. And when heat is produced, it increases energy bills, heating and cooling bills, along with other things on this poster. They also leave their Coke machines on at night, which is pointless. That's wasting energy. If we can make them cut down and turn that off when they're not in use, we could save money that way. And the trash bags they use, when throwing these away, they cause pollution and they're bad for the environment and isn't reusable. I had an idea of putting the recycling bins by the door so they could use recycled items to put in there instead of throwing away trash, which is going to not help our environment at all. And that was a few ideas we had for that.
Next slide. The floor plan of the building, it looks kind of small, but when you actually go, it's huge. Like the building on the outside is just this little corner and it just says the state. But when we went inside, it's really a lot. Could you go to the next slide, please? And because it's a lot, it costs a whole lot of money to run the building. We found that the KU bill was $1,876, but what was okay with that, they said, is that the city council paid their bill. But it's still a lot for the city council to pay, so we wanted to cut that down too, as well as the trash pickup, carpet cleaning, and the light bulbs that give off the heat that Casey said earlier. Next slide. We came up with solutions to change the environment. Our main thing that we wanted to do was reduce waste output so that they could save bundles of money. Next slide.
This is what we did after we saw the problem in the State Theater to make it go green. First we changed the standard light bulbs to CFL light bulbs, and the CFL light bulbs, they use 75% less energy than standard light bulbs, and they put out 10% light, or 10% heat, and 90% light, and they cut down energy bills, and they have a lifespan of 7 years, and the standard light bulbs only have a lifespan of 30 days. The next thing we did was we introduced recycling bins to the State Theater, and what that does is it helps to keep people from littering and wasting reusable materials, and it keeps less trash in the landfills. And the State Theater also started using the sanitizing vacuum, and it has also has a lifespan of 7 years, and it has a rechargeable battery so that it uses less energy to run, and it sanitizes the floors, and it's lightweight, so it's portable and there's not a lot of trouble to carry it around. The point of this is to make the State Theater and other buildings more energy efficient and save money, and to help the environment.
And these products, they're environmentally friendly, and we convinced the State Theater to use them at their concession stand.
Next slide.
These cups are biodegradable, and they can help make the place greener by serving them to customers instead of serving regular plastic cups. Next slide. And these are compostable trash bags. They are 50 cents per bag, which a regular price is 47 cents, which 3 cents is not that bad. Next. And this is a sanitizing sweeper. It kills 99.9% germs, and it's used in most public places, such as theaters. Next slide.
These are some of the cleaning supplies we suggested for them to use. We found that they're a lot cheaper than what we thought, and usually businesses are trying to save money, and they do exactly the same things regular supplies do. And they also have some made by Clorox at Walmart too, but to order them in bulk, they wanted those ones. Next slide. The compact fluorescent lamps, my sister just showed those bulbs, and as soon as we told Dana Beth and them, they started screaming about how much money they could save, even though they cost $16 a box for the lamps. They were like, wow, oh my God, we can save so much money. And they were just screaming, they were like, order them now. And so we called on the phone to order them for them. So, next slide. And, that's a chart about the energy and heat emitted from the building. The heat emitted from the CFLs and compared to the standard light bulbs, you can see it's a lot different. I guess if you wanted more heat, you would use the standard light bulbs in the winter. Next slide. This is another chart that shows how much money and energy you would save. Oh, no, this could do.
Well, this is since we make the state theater greener, we decided to put more foods in there because that's just stand. Next slide. And here are some foods that we're going to try to serve: Lipton bottled tea, sun chips, and True North nuts. Next slide.
Now this is the energy and pollution and money review that we got from it. The money review from the plastic cups, I think they were a little bit more, and the compostable trash bags, we saved how much? 12% of money on the trash bags. And the bioplastic cups also save 100% energy and pollution, but the theater wouldn't save any money with the trash bags. But it's more environmentally safe. So, next slide. And that's our green thriving theater. So now that we've greened the building. And for future business impacts, we pretty much just want to improve energy efficiency and water conservation and provide healthy, safe, and productive built environments. And also we left a packet with the state theater from energystar.gov stating like other ways they can go green and actually get a approved seal saying that their building is energy efficient. And a lot of people shop around for energy efficient buildings that they want to spend their money at, so they can have that star there saying that they're energy efficient.
Okay, on this poster here, if I can see it, this is just basically a run through of anything you can do, any business to go green. You have Energy Star heating and cooling system. Your lighting, you can change from standard to CFL to save on your heating bill and cooling. Your appliances, you can just cut them off, we're not using them. You can unplug them because they're sucking up energy when they're not being put to use for real. Waste reduction, you can recycle or use biodegradable to help break down faster for the environment. And you can also switch to wind turbines and solar power to help save and reduce use of energy.
Those are all the references we got when we were looking for information. We got a couple more, but we didn't want to bore you with more of the references. But in total, we just really didn't want to make a profit. We wanted to, our profit was just helping the environment so that the businesses can save more money instead of like trying to pay us to help them and all that other type of things. Because I know people get paid to do that.
I was just want to say about this. You guys told us we're gonna have to work for this, and the people as a business, they really gonna have to work for this too. And it's not easy, but with just a few of these changes, we can help make the economy a lot better this way.
Thank you very much.
Please welcome the park promoters.
I'm Patrick Dean.
I'm Devontae Johnson, and we're the park promoters. We plan on taking a small piece of land and making a park out of it. You might ask what makes our park different from a local park, such as Freeman Lake. Our park is not just a regular park, it's an indigenous park. The word indigenous means native. Like, for example, a California poppy is indigenous to California. We plan on hiring unemployed workers, volunteers, and possibly inmates to help build the park. Plan on applying for grants from the U.S. government to raise funds for this project. The land we researched is 16 acres and close to Central Hardin. We plan on possibly getting Parks and Recreation to oversee the project. The park costs abruptly around $85,000. This includes manual labor, purchase of products, taxes, and land purchase. Some ways we plan on making a profit in the park is by camping charges, boating fees and charges for bait, taking donations, and possibly holding seasonal events to make money. We also thought about the idea of holding bird watching events and concerts to bring in tourists. This could also bring in more money for the park. Our park is for people of all ages. There is things to do such as fishing, camping, playground areas, and just a beautiful view to enjoy with your family. We plan on mostly targeting young families, kids, and adults. Our park will also attract the people who enjoy the wildlife, such as fishermen, campers, and bird watching. We plan on possibly meeting with entrepreneurs, banks, and businesses and asking them if they would like to join the Sponsor a Tree program to try and get some publicity for our park. We would also contacted the local newspapers about the idea, and they were all go for the idea. Another idea we have is to make and post up flyers around local businesses and restaurants. We are also trying to post flyers at Freeman Lake.
Thank you, sir. My name is Patrick Dean. We did not want to go with a floor setup. We wanted to go with something a little bit more conditional. We wanted to go with, as I said, a brochure. Because after cleaning up Freeman Lake, we started seeing people that just threw things on the ground for no reason, you know. And like he said, if we invest small amount of money and we try to invest in flowers and trees to make something more beautiful, to give back to our community, it would be much better Hardin County. Like he said, we were going to try to use people on unemployment, people that have no jobs, people that really come from nothing, you know, volunteers, get people actually involved with our community. It'd be such a better place. People would actually be able to get along more. And we were trying to invest in restaurants. You know, what's better than going to a restaurant, seeing a place, hey, we can go here, or they can go to the park and to the restaurant after. If you have something beautiful, why not show it, endorse it? Such as businesses. Thank you. Restaurants, businesses, and recreational areas. For kids, we're trying to concentrate not only on families, but children as well. Teens like the ones we see in the audience today. People that we are surrounded by but don't really know. This is the whole idea we had. Whenever we went to Freeman Lake, we saw hardly anybody there. We saw grandpas coming in with their children. We saw very little teens. We put in 8-hour days 2 times a week, and through the cleanup we did, we realized a lot of things. I'm sorry that our group is small. We started off with 6, but we are down to 2. But you know, we are very, what's the word I'm looking for? We are dedicated to this, as I may say. Because if we don't clean it up, who is? You know, and I'll tell you this, ever since I saw a piece of paper laying on the ground, I'd pick it up and put it in my pocket. You know, I don't flick my cigarette butts on the floor no more. I'll pick it up, put it in my pocket, and throw it away in the trash. Because this has opened my eyes to a whole new world for me. A better way to make things green. A cleaner appearance. Showing a reason to better from a hard day's work. To create something and planting seeds and trees and flowers. You know, if a mother has a bad day, they can take their children to this park because there's going to be an area for them. You know, so the kids can get out and they can get the relaxation that they need. Single mothers, single fathers, couples, groups, whatever the case may be. What we're planning on doing, like my friend Devontae said, we're going to start with 16 acres of property near the central Hardin area. The areas are wooded, yes, and they are already habitated by local or natural and natural and more clean water. Pretty much is everything through our park is has a river, and not really a river, more like a stream going down it. So you can sit by it, relax, which I wish I could do right now. All right, like my associate said, planting trees, planting flowers, getting a better feel for nature. People, like schools, for example, they have the Central Hardin, they have a football field in the back. I don't know if you've ever been there, but they don't really have a place. But what we're trying to do is also in our park put an outdoor classroom. That way, if, like, say, an art teacher wants to show their kids reality, they can take them to this place. They can sit down in an organized area. You know, and it's this the whole thing about giving back. And what we're trying to do is not only better Hardin County with this idea, but show other counties as well. If you get involved, great things will come from it. I mean, kids nowadays, like my grandparents say, kids nowadays have no respect. They don't know what they have. Get them involved. Show them what they're missing. Like he said, $85,000 to $86,000. This includes taxes and manual labor. This is from 7 individuals that we talked with at Freeman Lake that keep this place running, that keep Freeman Lake running. There's only 7 people working there, and that is a lot of work, but they do it with dedication.
Park values have went up a lot that have been built by homes. Prices have increased from 4,400% to 19.97%. Depending on how the houses and the park types and the areas, like if you have a real rural area, then the park values won't be as high as an urban area. Certain flowers for the park are relaxing for people, like lavender and lilacs. They increase relaxation, improve sleep, and encourage a feeling of well-being and ease stress. If you work a long day, you don't want to have to come to a park and be stressed. You want to be relaxed and feel free to let your mind wander. Sunflowers improves alertness. It makes people near lucid and strong-minded, helps you feel more optimistic, and they also attract cardinals. This would improve our bird watching idea because cardinals are state birds of Kentucky. Blue color flowers allows you to relax and naturally creates a comforting atmosphere. Once again, if you work a long day, a stressful day, you don't want to come to a park and just be stressed. You want to get relaxed. Green colored flowers aids in staying calm and slows down the production of stress hormone. When you see this, you breathe more deeply and slowly.
Butterfly attraction. What little kid doesn't like to play with butterflies out in the middle of nowhere? So what we were thinking was actually putting a butterfly garden into our park, you know, and this would also help with the biology classes at the school. I mean, the park is around the school. Why not help it out as well? It'd give a better feeling. I mean, most kids nowadays, when they go to school, are sleeping. They're not paying attention. Take them outside for a little while. Show them that there is something to keep awake for, something interesting to be involved with. Adults and butterflies. I mean, every once in a while when I was at the park, I'd see a butterfly just float by and it just, for some reason, just relaxed me. I guess it was just him wisping in the wind or whatever the case may be. But for me, this little piece of what you gave me was so meaningful because I really didn't understand. I'm like, why am I working at a park? I'm supposed to be doing this. And then I realized what was trying to get through to me, a better respect. This is not what the park looked like, but it's more or less of what shores in like the East Coast, the West Coast that we're trying to research, like the people that have to clean up their shores but don't have enough money to. You can't see it that well, but there's duck poop all in there. Okay. This was kind of after the cleanup. That's a whole new area for us. After the ice storm, they still have a lot of trees that have fallen over, a lot of brush that needed to be picked up. Those small piles don't look like a lot, but what little work we did ended up in something like this. Roadside crews came and picked it up around 4 o'clock after every day, even after this ice storm. So you can have a better respect for what those 7 individuals did. After the cleanup, it was more or less a understanding of individuals, and which was remarkable on my behalf. That's the end of our PowerPoint.
Would you please welcome the Rain Savers?
Good morning, I'm Jacob Phelps.
I'm Christina Gallardo.
And I'm Charnel Fletcher.
And we are the Rain Savers. And before we go and get into great detail in our project and our plans, we would like to give you a brief overview of what we have done and what we have been planning.
The main focus of our project was the Field of Dreams. That was our work site mainly. And Field of Dreams is actually a park that's intended to have several sports facilities built in, but the park's not built yet. And but the park is supposed to be, the plan for the park is supposed to be finalized by the end of next month. And this facility right here is intended to be 158 acres. So if that plan goes along, then the park altogether would be $20 million. And the way to pay for the park is that it's supported and funded by the Elizabethtown restaurant tax.
The problems that we have found with the park, the only one that we could really find since it's still in planning is that it's not intended to be a very green park. It's going to use a lot of water, a lot of electricity, and there can be a lot of trash. As we saw with the park promoters, parks get real dirty real easily. So our solutions to some of these problems have been to use LED lights for all the lights in the park. We're going to use rain barrels to help conserve water and to use that to water the fields to significantly cut down on the water costs. and automatic light switches, and have recycling bins everywhere throughout the park instead of just trashing everything. And now Christina's going to tell you a little bit more about what products we plan to use for the water conservation.
Our 2 water products are rain barrels and hands-free sinks. These are going to help the park by saving money on the water bill and conserving Earth's limited supply of fresh water. Now Charnel is going to tell you about electricity and recycling products.
Okay, first off, for the recycling, a lot of parks nowadays do not recycle their products. And the main products that we're trying to get them to recycle are their aluminum and plastic. So the plan for this is for every concession stand that's around the park, there will be recycling bins along with the trash cans. And the recycling bins will also be near the fields, because everyone knows that around each park, especially by the fields, people don't have recycling bins. In the middle of a good game, you're not going to want to get up and leave. So a lot of people litter and just throw their trash all over the place. So by the fields, by each field, the recycling bins will be there. And as for the lighting, we came up with 2 different solutions that will be incorporated in this. One of them is actually automatic lights, and the other is LED lights. For the LED lights, they cost up to about $28, I think. But the warranty on that is up to about 8 years. And a normal light, it would cost $6, which everyone thinks is a lot cheaper right now, but it doesn't last as long. So about each year you'll be paying about $72, when you can pay $28 for one simple light bulb, and that will last you for 8 years. And also for the light switches. Every park usually leaves their lights on in the bathrooms, and why do that when you can save energy and have save energy, and just after a certain amount of time, if there's no one in the bathroom, then the light will automatically cut off. And also at nighttime, when there's no one there, all the stadium lights and stuff will be on. Well, instead, why not just have an automatic light switch, which will turn off, and you won't be using half as much energy.
Okay, now we're going to go into a little more detail with our PowerPoint. Our whole main project was to use the rain barrels, but we found that that was very hard to do with the park being in the planning process, so we went and incorporated as much green movement as we could into the development of this park. What we will cover is the Field of Dreams, which we have given a brief overlay on. What's the Field of Dreams and how it's coming about. What can be done to make the Field of Dreams a green park, how these factors will improve the park, and then we'll talk a lot about the rain barrels, since that was our main focus. The Field of Dreams is, as she said, it's in the process of being built in Elizabethtown over off of College Street. It's funded by the Elizabethtown restaurant tax, and the heart of the park is Billy Creek. This is all the plans for the Field of Dreams. It's meant to have a lot of athletic fields and facilities. 12 soccer fields, 4 softball fields, 2 football fields, 4 Babe Ruth-sized baseball fields, 4 regular-sized baseball fields, and 4 peanut fields, and 6 t-ball fields. It's supposed to have indoor and outdoor tennis and volleyball facilities, concession stands, restrooms, small offices, meeting rooms, 2 picnic pavilions, playground, storage facilities, and the announcer's booths for all of the fields. The rain barrels are, the water that would come from the rain barrels would be used to water any plants that would be used in the production of the park. And the fields are We talked to them about, they were just thinking about using artificial turf, but that's going to be a lot more expensive and a lot more harmful to the environment. So I think we've kind of swayed them to use a more natural turf, and all of that is going to need water, and a lot of that water could come from all the rain barrels. We're going to use automatic sinks so that people don't leave the water on when they're soaping their hands, or if they're doing something else, and maybe leave the bathroom and forget to turn the water off, which is going to cause more wasteful water. Charnel has explained to you about the recycling bins and the automatic light switches with the motion sensors and the LED lights. This park is going to be very expensive to maintain because it's going to consume a lot of energy, and we're trying to cut that down. The landfill amount will be high because all the people attending, you're going to want snacks, Cokes, and bring other things with you. It will use a lot of water. Water is going to be a big one. Water and electricity are going to be hit hard on this production of this park, and we're trying to conserve that. To figure out the cost per all the stuff that we're going to need, the rain barrels are going to cost anywhere from $90 to $200 each, depending on the design and the size that you get. The automatic sinks are about $40 to $100. The LED lights are $28. The light switches with the motion sensors are $40 each, and recycling bins are anywhere from $20 to $50. The benefits of the sinks are that the regular faucets cost $35 to $100 with a span of 2 to 8 years, whereas the automatic ones are a little bit more expensive, but they have a minimum of 10-year lifespan. The lights, the regulars cost $6, have short amount of time, does not have a warranty, produces a lot more heat than it does light, and is very energy consuming, whereas, well, the light switches and the light. The automatic light switches with the motors cost a lot more, but they have a 5-year warranty, and they will help to reduce the electricity being used to power the lights when no one's in the room. This isn't the park, but this is showing kind of what the park promoters did, that the recycling does a big difference when you throw trash away and it ends up in a landfill compared to if you recycle it. This is pre and post recycled water. Landfills are usually consist of a lot of recycled material, about 40% recycled material, and that's just the paper. 13% of what's in a landfill, the recyclable materials that we find in there, is plastic. And these materials make up half of what's found in recyclable waste that's produced in just America and not other countries. This also doesn't include the amount of litter along roadsides. And what we can do to solve this problem is to make sure that at this new sports complex there will be recycling bins and not just trash cans, and people can help to recycle. Now we're going to get a little bit more into the rain barrel. The rain barrels are low-cost, effective devices used for conserving water from rainfall that goes onto your roof and off into your garden and normally gets nowhere but floods your yard or something. So we're going to try to conserve that with the rain barrels. Rain barrel is a drum or a container that can hold a range of rainfall from 45 gallons, and they got the really big commercial ones that hold about 25,000 gallons. The functions of a rain barrel are that it's a simple rain barrel will include a hole at the top to allow water to flow from the downspout into the barrel, and it normally contains a screen to help filter out any insects or leaves or any other material that should not be in your water. It also has a spigot near the bottom that allows you to connect your water hose or anything you need connected to get your water from where you need it to. The benefits of a rain barrel are that it saves a lot of money and a lot of water. Instead of water from the tap or faucet, you use the water you've saved over time in your rain barrels to water plants or anything that you could use water for outdoors, and maybe help cut down when you have to fill swimming pools, because swimming pools cost a lot of money to fill. It reduces flooding your yard and your basement by collecting the water that normally would fall just onto the ground, and if it doesn't get absorbed into the ground fast enough, it will flood, and it'll flood your basement if you have one, and it'll help prevent that by you being able to direct the water where you want to go and save it. The water stored in your rain barrel is better than municipal, is that how you say that? I'm sorry. Water for washing your car and watering indoor or outdoor plants, because it can make your plants more green and healthy because it's using the nutrients that are already in the water instead of going through a faucet or a purifier or whatever you need to do and taking out nutrients that are actually helpful to the plant. It will also conserve the very little clean water that we have here on Earth, which is 2%, which even less of that is even drinkable, and it's needed for other things such as bathing, cleaning, and drinking. The reasons to use the rain barrel is they're cheap, they consistently works, they have a warranty, they're guaranteed to work. You reduce water usage from faucets, which means you pay less on your water bill. It's becoming a new trend, and you can decorate. Who doesn't like to decorate and personalize their materials and items? The prices for a rain barrel, as we said, are you can make one yourself for about $35 and maybe even a little less. They're really easy to make too, and I think that that would be a pretty enjoyable project for anyone. One that's already manufactured can go anywhere from about $90 to $200 depending on the type, such as some are decorated, some are meant to look really fancy up to a nice house, but you know, it's whatever you feel is suited. These are some of the decorated rain barrels. They look like the original like $90 rain barrels, but it seems that someone has painted them, and this is just some of the amazing things you can do with them. Give your house a little pizzazz and have people more attracted to your architecture and things. Our plan to save money will be to use the the rain barrels to conserve water, which significantly lowers your water bill. Recycling aluminum cans and the automatic light sensors will save a lot of money on the electric bill. And I do believe that's the end of our show, and thank you.
Please welcome our fourth group, the Green Rangers.
I'm Anthony Wright.
And I'm Molly Williams.
And I'm here on behalf of the Green Rangers, and the purpose of our project is to make a green brochure of the Hardin County to show how green the Hardin County really is, and we will give them brochures to like the tourists who come to our counties and like to influence other counties to go green. And that brings you to the question, like, how green do you really think Hardin County is? Because when you think of Hardin County, you probably think of old towns and what it used to be. But then our team had a second thought, what has to become? And we thought we could take this question and do some research. And you're gonna be surprised what we found. All right, we decided to call 100 local businesses and divide those businesses into 5 different categories. We had retail industries, restaurants, hotels, and grocery stores. Our group has rated each business according to 4 questions. We asked them, do they use any special light bulbs? Do they recycle anything such as boxes? Do they reuse anything? Do they do anything to conserve their light, their water? And by how they answer it, we'll do the math and we'll turn them into percentages. Now, in the retail section, we called 20 total stores. We broke the categories into 5. We broke the categories into clothing, furniture, general stores, and we called 10 clothing stores, 5 furniture stores, and 5 general stores. Now, in the furniture store, this is just a graph of it, and it shows that 4% of them did at least 2 of the things more green, 10% did at least 1 thing green, and 30% did nothing green. Now, in the clothing store section, we concluded that 10 stores were called, and 80% of them did at least one thing green, and only 10% did nothing. In the general store section, we concluded that 57% did at least two or more things green, 4% did at least one thing green, and only 3% did nothing. This is a hotel section, and when we started our hotel division, we found 8% of the Hardin County hotels were part of the green movement, and only 10% did nothing. Now, in the industries division, we split the industries into two parts: small businesses and the big industries. For each of them, we call 10 stores. For the groceries,
for the groceries, our next division consists of contacting 10 grocery stores. In the grocery section, 60% did at least one thing green, 20% did at least two things green, and 20% did nothing green. The next category is restaurants. We divided the restaurants into fast food restaurants and dine-in restaurants. We called 10 restaurants each. Over half the local restaurants are now contributing to the green movement. Only 5% did nothing. We divided the professional practice into doctors, lawyers, real estate accountants. Close to half of the professional practices in the area already contribute to the green movement. Yet, unfortunately, still 20% local professionals haven't gotten the hint yet. In closing, so out of 100 stores we called, our team has concluded that 56% did at least one thing green, 43% did two or more things green, but 19% did nothing green. We are over halfway there. We didn't know all this information that we learned, and we think what we did learn is pretty darn good. So with your help, we can raise the percentage even higher. So always try to do your part, and thank you.
Please welcome Team Verde.
I'm Alex Lane with Team Verde.
I'm Julia White.
I'm Stephen Clove. And I'm Jacob Wilson. The United States is the largest energy consumer in terms of total usage, using 100 quadrillion BTUs of energy, or 29,000 terawatts in 2005. That's like 1,000 TVs being left on for over 400 million years. 94% of this energy came from non-renewable sources. As the graph shows, fossil fuels continue to be our main source of power. As we use more and more of these fuels, not only do we pollute the earth with greenhouse gases, but we back ourselves into a corner with non-renewable energy. We also tighten the chain held around our necks by hostile nations who sell us our fuel. Since President Obama was elected, numerous bills have been passed to initiate a greener, more energy conservative way of life in the U.S. According to the Library of Congress, there are currently 15 bills and legislation that will move us toward a greener future, many of which focus directly on building codes and energy efficient appliances. This is not including the countless bills already passed. President Obama wants all the tools available so that we can start saving energy, saving money, and reducing our dependence on foreign oil. But the tools are only half the battle. Without the knowledge of how to employ them, these bills are useless. The government understands that this problem can only be halted by good leadership. Unfortunately, by the time these ideas trickle down to individuals and local offices, they are stale and often go unheeded. According to the Energy Information Administration, the U.S. government alone used over 1,000 trillion BTUs of energy in 2008. This translates to over $249 billion in energy costs a year.
We visited 2 local government offices to demonstrate the problem on a local level. Both offices, A and B, were medium-sized offices where 20 to 30 people worked. In Office A, some computers were left on all night, outdated bulbs were used, and old refrigerators was left plugged up empty. Wasteful personal heaters were used, drafty door sills, and computers left on during long lunches. In Office B, seldom used computers were left on all day. 4 personal refrigerators were used in offices, and wasteful personal heaters used, and 6 personal coffee pots, and some were left on warm setting throughout the day.
Okay, so we need a solution. What we need is for the workers on these local level of government to take responsibility in order to change the situation they're working. And simple changes can drastically reduce the carbon footprint by each of these offices. If every government office became directly conscious of its energy usage, then conservation would be second nature. So how do we inform them? Well, we create an inexpensive booklet that can be put online and given to administrators of the program that offers many ideas and tips in saving energy and overall environmental consciousness. This book would come with online resources for further depth of study. And once informed, these people will need an incentive in order to initiate these simple solutions into our energy problems. By holding each office accountable for its energy usage, we can reward the ones that take the greatest initiative and also save money. So to execute the plan, we first have to acquire all the energy bills for each of these offices spanning the last year. When we talked to the mayor of Radcliffe, she suggested that we use an existing employee in the county attorney's office. This is where all the records are kept. So this person would be responsible for obtaining and organizing all of these records for each office to evaluate their savings. After initially putting these numbers together, every quarter this part-time worker would come back in to evaluate the changes in energy consumed by each office. The offices would then receive notification on where they stand among the others in the county, and this will not only keep them informed, but keep them mindful of the competition.
The next screen is an example of energy savings projected from the 2 local offices we mentioned earlier. These savings could be found by using the tips included in the booklet we have put together along with the internet resources. In Office A, we found by taking small steps by turning off computers at lunch and at night, removing personal heaters and refrigerators, and sealing the leaks in the doors could save this office approximately $500 a year. In Office B, we found by taking measures such as mini fridges, turning off unused computers, and removing personal coffee pots and heaters, this office could save approximately $700 a year.
Okay, so at the end of the year, the office that saves the most energy would be determined by a percentage point. This office that reduces its energy the most will receive an incentive of some form as decided by each county. So not only will this save the county money, but it also provides a benefit for those who take the largest strides to go green. So the office, for instance, could get new Energy Star electronics or even a day off. But either way, the employees that took the time to save energy would be justly rewarded.
We are recently sat down with the mayor of Radcliffe to get feedback on our project. She gave us advice and even allowed us to audit City Hall. We also spoke on the phone with Joe Emery, director of Radcliffe Chamber of Commerce, and we contacted News Enterprise about a possible story. We also have a webpage on KYStudentventures.org.
The overall benefits of the plan are very simple. No construction, large purchases, or huge changes needed. It's very sustainable. The part-time employee and cost of printer are the only expenses. It has unlimited potential for growth throughout the counties and even the states. It causes people to become more energy conscious, and the effect of this knowledge will spill into everyday situations. The problem can be imitated by private sectors, and companies like Target and Walmart can start to hold individual stores responsible for their consumption. The program itself has no ceiling. It can keep growing. Also, upon researching this plan online, we found that no program of this nature currently exists. It is extremely unique and could prove to be a beacon of light in pioneering the green movement.
So, in conclusion, the environmental impact that the human race has had on our planet has gone on for too long. Although this plan presents a great potential for monetary gain, it's really not about that. The money it makes is only important because it can sustain the program. And every ton of greenhouse gases that we can keep out of the atmosphere is another few precious moments that we can sustain the Earth. So we must remember this Earth was a free gift, and that anything we can do to sustain it would definitely be worth it. Thank you guys for your time.
Please welcome Simply Green.
Hi everybody, my name's Stephen Hanlon. This is all the other founders. Right now, our company's name is Simply Green, like he just said. Now, our slogan is Zoom, Green on the Move. And right now you can see our logo on the corner. It says S&G. Now, here's all the other founders.
I'm Joe Jones.
I'm Angela Hainline. Hardin.
Josiah Jones. Christian Black.
Our company, we came together and we decided that our county, our community is in desperate need of a transportation service. There's a lot of people that don't have cars, and there's a lot of traffic that gets built up in rush hours, so we're trying to eliminate that problem. And we also wanted it to be an alternate fuel bus transportation service, so that way it helps our air pollution here. That's what it's like. It benefits us, it benefits our health, it decreases our global warming, it boosts our local economy, and it creates additional jobs for the area. It would really benefit us here.
You know, I have health, the public transportation systems, alternate fuels, and it also helps the environment if we use alternate fuels, so it won't pollute the area. And basically, if we're walking, it helps us. So when we get back and forth to the bus stops, we can walk instead of riding to get a ride to the bus stop. We can walk and go on express, and it can basically give us better health for ourselves and for other people as well. And alternate fuels help decrease pollution, which our research has shown to kill 30,000 people in the U.S.
Okay, I have economy. It says health economy makes money for the consumers and the business in the community. And people say what goes around comes around. That holds true for the money and the economy. Okay, benefits of the economy, like the reduced money that you spend on bus fare, that's a small amount of money, rather than spending a large amount of money on purchasing the car and car repairs and gas that you can be used on for shopping or dining or healthcare that you would not be able to afford if you had to spend your money on your car. It also, within the transportation itself, it brings jobs. It says, our research showed that 350,000 jobs are formed with just transportation, and thousands are made more with the support to the service of the transportation. Managing and conducting the transportation, those jobs would be needed, and people could get jobs where if they didn't have the cheap public transportation, now have jobs because they have a way to get there. And our economy would be boosted because businesses and franchises would be drawn to us because they see all the money that our community is making.
Yes, I have advertisement, and one of the biggest way we advertise it is the grand opening. And when we do our grand opening, we are going to, the first 60 to 65 people that rides the bus, we will be giving out free t-shirts. And by the word of mouth, we're going to go to different businesses and have them spread our word out and let them know that what our bus transportation is going to be, how our bus transportation is going to be. And we're also going to go to local media and radio stations and set up meetings with local professional groups with, including Chamber of Commerce, Rotary Club, and other civic organizations. Next slide, please. This is our logo, and our logo will be placed in stores in effort to go green and have products to help our household and body also. And this is our bus pass, and we're gonna have bus passes that for people to get on the bus instead of like carrying around loose change. So all they have to do is just swipe it. And a one-day pass that we have is for $6, and a weekly pass is for $12, and a monthly pass is for $30. And we also have our information on it, where you can just get in touch with us at the bottom. And our logo is also right here at the top of the right corner. Next one.
I have a pilot program, and the pilot program would be an example of the bus run. Instead of buying a fleet of buses, we can buy a couple of buses, so that way we can see how the bus service would run throughout the community. And Christian here has a plan of the map. Basically, the blue, the purple, and the green are for 31W. They go up and down 31W. North and south, and the blue and the purple are for Ring Road and 62 because they're going to go in the loop. The purple is for the metro area. The reason why I call it the metro area because that's where a lot of traffic congregates. So right there where Town Mall is and Walmart and Kroger, that would be the connection point for bus transfers and everything, so people can get to where they need to be on time for work, to get pick up their kids and do wherever else they need to. And Stephen here has a bus model of the Hardin bus, and that we have purchased. The bus model is the bus itself is fuel efficient. It's based on alternate fuel, and instead of using regular fuel, we use alternate fuel so it won't pollute the area and the air, and so it can be safe for our community. And basically, it's for people that can ride it, so you won't have to cause less accidents, and for people so they won't have to use their phones, cell phones, and other things that they need to do, so they can be able to ride the bus instead of using regular transportation. And we have did a survey on people here in Hardin County, and we did, like I said, the survey is like 90% of people here in Hardin County say that they have used transportation, other public transportation, and the other percentage of them say they haven't used public transportation. And it did help the environment to be successful and to be efficient for the community. And the funding program will come from Chamber of Commerce, the various grants and organizations, local businesses, taxpayer dollars, and other interested investors. Several green foundations are available, providing financial support through grants and support green other businesses.
Okay, our profit timeline, we have estimated that we'll break even or begin to make profit in 5 to 10 years. Even this service is very vital to our community, and it can be a very worthwhile endeavor if we choose to put this into plan.
Future. This opportunity was formed to help our community, but if our plan is put into action, we are hoping to help our whole nation save and become healthier. The future, the potential growth estimates, the first year, 300 to 750 people a month. The third year, 1,000 to 2,500 people a month. The fifth year, 3,000 to 500 or 5,000 people a month. The future of recycling. In the future, we would like to implement a recycling pickup at the bus stops. It would help people recycle while helping us take the recyclable items to reuse, build, and fuel our buses. It also saves money, once again, for the people with recycle pickup.
Okay, we also have more information on our board if you'd like to come take a look after about the alternative fuels and how they could, like top 10 reasons we have alternative fuel. And we also have more information on our business plan. But the PowerPoint was basically just an outline of what our plan is for the public transportation.
We also come with a flyer where we're going to be putting this in the stores and handing them out to promote our business. And it has how much is a ride on it, and also it has our main routes, which are Dixie Highway, Ring Road, and Mulberry Highway 62, and our locals at the bottom.
Thank you for the opportunity to show our company business plan, and I hope that you saw potential and what we want to accomplish.
Please welcome our seventh team, Team Energy Audit.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Darius French. I'm the president/CEO of Team Energy Audit. To my left, we have Shantae Brown, who is the marketing director, and Adriana French, who we just handed y'all our brochure, is the chief financial officer.
Okay, today we will be talking about the questions we ask, which is what if, what is the problem, what caused it, and the solution. Our mission, why an energy audit, strategy and implementation, the equipment, why all the fuss, the savings, imagine, environment and education, some facts, and the steps to the solution, our sources, and TEA.
What if we can have schools that would help reduce common allergies, common illnesses such as asthma, and therefore improve attendance? What if we can help improve the cardiovascular health of our children who attend those schools and reduce obesity? What if we can have schools that protect and conserve the environment for the future use of the children who goes to those schools? What if we can have children to take personal responsibility for the environments in which they live and learn? What if our children can learn to think critically and communicate effectively as they work together and solve problems? And therefore, our children can learn the core content as they carry out rigorous, relevant research.
Okay, the problem. The problem begins with the fact that Hardin County Schools is wasting a lot of money through their expensive cost of energy bills.
What is the cause? The cause is leaving lights on in the libraries, the classrooms, the vending machines, and the bathrooms, the cooling in the computer labs, not unplugging computers when they are not being used, and energy wasting bathroom faucets and dryers, and few products being recycled or conserved.
Okay, and the solution we came up with was to help the schools implement better strategies that will help them make their school more energy efficient and save money on their energy bills.
Our mission that TEA has came up with is to work towards to improve the school system and conducting energy audits in order to create and maintain a comfortable environment for our students and all Hardin County employees, raise awareness of energy issues, and promote energy saving practices among all Hardin County employees.
Why do we need an energy audit? To identify where the energy is going, to identify saving opportunities, to build a business case for investment, to be part of a comprehensive environmental program.
Our strategy and implementation of our business is, of course, to make a greener environment for all Hardin County, but also create a solid foundation of a leadership-based business. With a team of 4 driven members, management and leadership are evident through a variety of different skills. And the profit is coming from these audits will pay for the devices used during the audit, such as circuit tracers, thermometers, laser pointers, etc., and also the salaries and other company fees.
Team Energy Audit, our charges and our services will be $150 for each hour spent on the job site. Each site will vary on how many hours it takes to complete the audit due to several variables, including the square footage, the number of rooms, the amount of electronic equipment, and the data collection time from school boards. A standard commercial energy audit is 4 to 8 hours.
Okay, and the equipment we would use is an amp probe. It has a dual display, and it has the reading of the amperage and the voltage, also the microamps. It also measures the testing for flame sensors, and it has AC and DC voltage up to 600, and the temperature type is the K thermocouple, and the AC current can also go up to 400. The second one is the Elite Pro, which is a solution for pinpointing electric usage. It quantifies the consumption by measuring, storing, and analyzing voltage, amps, watts, volt amps, and kilowatt hours. And you also have the circuit tracer, which locates and identifies breakers, fuses, blown fuses, and also junction boxes. It also detects breaks and wires. And the other one is Cobra radios, which is a 2-way radio. That way you can communicate with your other members if you're not close enough to where you'll be able to actually talk to each other. It's like something like a walkie-talkie. That way you know what you're doing.
Some more equipment that would be used during these energy audits is a light meter, which the energy auditors will often carry this through spaces during audits and frequently find the rooms that are too bright. A VOM, which is also known as a volt-ohm milliammeter, is a battery powered and is used with the current turned off. It's used to check continuity in a wire or component and to measure the electrical current from 0 to 250 volts. The thermometers, which there are 2 different types of thermometers. The first one is called a contact thermometer, which measures, for example, flue gas, hot air, and hot water temperatures by insertion of the probe into the stream. The infrared thermometer is a non-contact type measurement, which, when directed at a heat source, directly gives the temperature readout. The gas detector is used for determining if there are leaks in natural gas or propane lines. If gas is present, the noise level increases dramatically, creating a more rapid cadence and higher pitched sounds.
While the first, one of the main reasons that we're trying to implement is savings, and by reducing the amount of energy that Hardin counties use, that money it will really cut back on district spending, and the money that we're saving can be used towards buying necessary supplies for schools, sporting equipment, programs, etc.
Okay, imagine all the money that you could save. That way the teachers and the staff could get paid more, because there are some teachers that say that they don't make enough money, but they make enough. You can use it for more education and development programs like after-school programs and more summer programs. Also, you can get new equipment like printers and fax machines and possibly up-to-date computers and other up-to-date technology that we use today.
Another main reason is our environment. Every time we turn on a light or make a cup of coffee, we use energy. And every time we use energy, we release carbon dioxide into the atmosphere. And carbon dioxide is one of the main contributors to global warming on our planet, and which puts that puts us in the hot seat, and that causes a greater incident of floods, storms, and drought.
Another way this can help is the education. By example, we could teach our future generation to preserve our natural resources. Energy is a very precious resource, and right now, most of our sources of energy are from the renewable fossil fuels. By using energy wisely, we could better provide for our children. Some facts. America's schools spend more than $6 billion yearly on energy costs. It's the largest expense after the school salaries. According to the Energy Department, schools currently spend more on energy than they do for computer and textbooks combined. A computer left on for 24 hours a day wastes $224 a year in electricity.
Our step to our main purpose and solution is to solve energy issues at most of all Hardin County schools. The main plan includes implementing 5 specific steps. After the audit is conducted, our team will work to enact these necessary changes as well as any other that are appropriate for that site. Each site is different, and our team will ensure that the best plans are placed at each one. Our basic 5-step plan is to ensure that all appliances are unplugged when not in use, especially during the summer and winter breaks.
We should have several light switches installed in the classrooms to keep only necessary parts of the room lit.
Make sure that there are no leaks anywhere so that there's not any air released in any of the places that we use.
Encourage teachers and children to turn off faucets when not in use or when it's unnecessary.
And to develop an energy saving plan that will require schools turn thermostats up during the summer and down during the winter.
And these are just a few sources that we used in order to implement our plan in our business. And I'm gonna talk about a poster a little bit. Our display board implements our basic energy audit process. Meaning is a pre-study, which determines if the building is a good candidate for a retrofit. The second is to talk to the business owners and managers with communication to make sure that it's appropriate for an energy audit. Next, the third party incentives. Look for a solid-based product oriented versus design-oriented solutions. Prepare realistic estimates of cost. Owners and occupants must participate in solutions. And develop a cost-effective construction package. And select a competent construction team in order to make this job complete and effective for all Hardin County schools.
Okay, one more. Please welcome Compost It.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Sean Whittington, and this is Joseph Heginger. We are the Compost It group. We plan to go to people's houses and build compost bins for them. We offer 3 models. The first one is the simplest. It's the plastic garbage can compost tumbler, and we sell it for $75. Our next model is the custom stackable 5-tier bin for $350. We built a model of the, we built a model of that as a gift to the John Hardin greenhouse. Our next model is the hardest one, and that's our 3-bin system for $500. We also teach people how to compost, what to compost and what not to compost. Many people think that compost has an odor, but it's not true. So there are many things that you should compost. Such as fruit and vegetable scraps, eggshells, and then there's stuff that you shouldn't compost, like charcoal ashes and bones. You should layer your composts, alternate between moist and dry materials. Moist materials are like food scraps and tea bags, while dry materials are straw, leaves, and wood ashes. You should cover the compost bin because it helps retain moisture and heat. Some of the benefits is that it can be used as a soil conditioner. It recycles kitchen and yard waste. It introduces beneficial organisms to the soil. And it reduces landfill waste. Most landfills are quickly filling up. Many have already closed down, and 1/3 of landfill waste is made up of compostable materials. And here are 5 interesting facts about composting. After Halloween, there is usually an abundance of jack-o'-lanterns on the curb for trash pickup, when instead they can be composted. You can compost stale dry bread, but if it is coated with anything, it will attract pests, so you should put it in the garbage. That's our PowerPoint. Thank you for...
Again, we want to thank our panel of judges. We know this took up a lot of your time this morning, that we really appreciate it. Let's give our judges a big hand. Thank you. Thank you so much. We hope you're going to walk away from this today with a lot more than a green plant. You've got a nice green plant, but I think you've got a lot of new ideas. I mean, didn't we all learn a lot today? Every time I hear these guys, it's amazing. You all did a great job. We're just so proud of you. We know you've worked hard. You've worked on the job site, and you've worked on these projects, and it really, really shows. I am amazed that you pulled this off today. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Now we're ready for, let me say a bit about this trophy. You know, we're all about recycling here, judges, so this trophy is a recycled trophy. It had a previous life. This one has some kind of a goddess on top of it. I've taken the trophies around to all the counties. Some of them have cars on them, one has a tractor on it, maybe a big fish or an ice skater. All these trophies had a previous life. But on the front it is engraved and it says Best of Hardin County. But this was courtesy of the Awards Center here in Elizabethtown, who is a local entrepreneur, and they have donated all the trophies. They have been saving up for several months for us, and they have recycled the trophies to give to us to use for our ceremony today and next week. On next Friday at Green Summer Forever, I think we have about 30 trophies to give out. So if you don't walk away with one today, chances are good you will next week. All right, we are going to announce, it was tough and it was close. I think the judges know that. But we're going to go ahead, even though only the first place team today gets a trophy, I think it only fair that we announce who came in second and third, because it was really, really close, okay? So, first of all, third place goes to SG Company. Would you stand up and take a bow? Good job. That's our Simply Green team, right, with the transportation system? All right, good job. Good job, guys. All right, second place goes to the Green Monkeys. Green Monkeys. Thank you. You all did a great job. They are the ones, that, if you recall, with plans to make the State Theater green, right? Good job, good job. And I know that Dana Beth was very impressed with all the work that you have done there over the past 5 weeks. You've worked really hard for her, and she really appreciates it. And now, get ready to present the trophy. The winner is the first place trophy, Best of County Award, that will go to represent our county next week. And before I say this, let's just say one more thing. This team will go up against the Best of County from all the other 7 counties. And the winner that day, every member on that team will walk away with a brand new Dell laptop computer. If they don't win the laptop, they will still be the best of Hardin County, and they're going to walk away, each team member, with a rebuilt personal computer and a printer. So this team is getting ready to walk away with something pretty good, one way or the other. And the trophy goes to Team Verde. Great job. Yes, yes.
Well, thank you, judges, for, again, taking time out of your days to come here, and all of y'all that spoke to us and gave us information. It was really helpful. All the teams really did a great job. I really think that we need to give them a round of applause again, too, so I just want to do that.